Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, I am so intrigued as to how to perfect a steak, and that's what you're about to teach us, ne?
Yes, Palisa.
I'm excited for it. Now, have you ever wanted to learn how to fry the perfect steak from rare, medium, or even well done? Well, then you've come to the right grill. Chef Aphelele is going to take Tumi and I through our paces.
How to cook a perfect steak, we just need to make sure that everything is on room temp, your steak. So I prefer oiling the steak instead of oiling the pan. So this will help with the splatter that you don't have oil jumping all over. And also, we like to use sunflower oil instead of using olive oil, because olive oil will burn quicker than this, and this has a higher, it can take higher temperatures. Some people prefer to season this before, but I prefer seasoning after also. But also another trick of this, you need to make sure your pan is really, really, really hot. Okay. Okay.
So wait, just take us through very slowly. Why do you prefer to season your steak after? You can put yours on. Why do you prefer to season your steak after you have prepared it instead of before?
That's before. For me, it's just I like controlling that the saltiness of it, but also it helps with creating that golden color. If you season it before, for some people that's what they like. Yeah.
But then similarly, Tumi, I can only imagine that if you do season your steak afterwards, won't your spices be raw, or am I wrong?
Not necessarily, not in this instance, because I normally tell people that the best way to cook steak is honestly just salt and pepper. I know that people like to add all those things like basting sauces, and that's great, but the whole idea for me is that a great piece of meat needs nothing more than just salt and pepper. But another reason why I'd like to think chef also adds the salt after is if you remember that salt draws out liquid. So if you put it on there and you put too much salt, it can end up being drier than you intended to be. So it is safer. You add your salt and pepper at the very end after you've cooked your steak, and I think you get a nice, beautiful, juicy steak as long as you make sure you rest it well.
Now we're doing different temperatures on this. So, but Tumi is doing a medium rare for us, which that will be 3.5 minutes, and then I'm doing a medium, which will 4.5 minutes on each side, and then you're doing a well done for us, which will be 5 minutes on each side. So the trick about this, as I said, you need your pan to be really, really hot. You want to create that beautiful golden crust on the edges. Also, this, you make sure that you only turn it once. And also another trick about this, your pan, you don't want to overcrowd it also. Because if you overcrowd it, it can drop the temperature of your pan, and it will start steaming. And I don't think anyone likes the steamy steak.
Not at all. Not at all. And another thing, fellas, is people, whenever they cook steaks, have this tendency to constantly do this, where you're moving it around and you're doing this and that. The whole idea is you want to make sure you get this beautiful crust, the skin on the outside, because that's the whole idea. That's the way the texture and the flavor is. So put your steak on, leave it, let it do its thing. It's going to get that beautiful flavor texture that you want from there. I'm also going to quickly do a test, chef. Do you want to just show us that before I go into one of the...
Okay, so another old trick that we use in the kitchen, if you're not really sure about the temperature of your steak, so we have the 4-finger test.
Okay.
So this will be your rare. So, and then you have your medium rare.
Okay, wait. What part are you pointing at specifically?
This portion here.
Okay, so below your thumb.
Below your thumb, as it firms up, that's how you can actually determine the temperature of your steak if you're not really sure when you're cooking it on the pan.
Okay, so let's go through that again. So if you wanted rare, what should...
Rare, that's the first finger.
So your index finger touching your thumb. And as hard as that is...
No, it's soft.
Oh, well, soft.
Yeah, you're not tightening up,
Soft.
And then your medium rare.
Then you go to your middle finger.
You can feel that it's getting firmer.
Middle finger to your thumb. Okay,
and then
that is a little
medium.
Ah, that's your ring finger. And okay, I see what you're doing.
And then your pinky, that will be well done. You can feel that it's really, really firm.
That's such an easy tip, trick, especially if you run out of time, because I always forget to check the time on my steaks. So that's a lovely way to remember it. So I can see, Tumi, you've already taken yours off because you're doing medium rare.
Yes, Palisa. And the whole important thing when working with steaks as well, you want to make sure you rest your steak, because all that does is it makes sure those juices get redistributed back into your piece of meat, which is the mistake a lot of people make. You make your steak and you're so ready to eat it, you go in there and you cut, and then all those juices run out. But obviously for this experiment, we're going to cut just so we can show people what kinds of meat we're talking about and the kind of slice we're going for. And I'm cutting against the grain so that I can show you my medium rare steak. And there we go. Beautiful, medium, Nice, beautiful crust on the outside, beautiful, still closer to the rarer side. That's what we want, medium rare. The closer to medium it gets, the more pink it gets, instead of just being raw. And then, Pale, yours should be closer to well.
Okay, let's see. Good luck to me. Oh, well.
I think it's
guess
also because
mine
it was
needed
a
more
thicker
time.
cut.
More time.
Mine did need more time. So where would you place my steak?
Let me see that, please, Polly.
But I think it also because it's
That's
thicker.
a medium rare, and also remember your piece, it's a little bit thicker on the center.
Okay.
And also the edges will be much more well done. This here we have a medium here. If you can look at this, Polly.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so it seems as if because mine was just a little thicker, that's why it didn't get to all the way well done. But worry not, that just means it needed a little bit more time on the pan. But Tumi, you nailed yours. Chef Aphelele, I'm loving the texture. I'm loving the little tips and tricks. And if you would like to get in on the action, just head over to afternoonexpress.co.za.